Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Sunday, June 12th. Over the next few days, we will continue to see very windy conditions over the southern areas of the Great Basin. Today, over much of the southern two-thirds of Nevada into Utah, along with critically dry fuels and very low relative humidity in the single digits. The cold front that is moving in has already sparked some showers over the northern areas of the Great Basin, and that will continue today, with some showers also as far south as parts of the Central Sierra into the parts of western Sierra front. As we move into Monday, this cold front will sweep across the Great Basin, pushing showers even into parts of northern and central Utah and possibly eastern Nevada with some higher humidity. We still will have very strong winds and dry conditions over far southern areas. And on Tuesday, winds will decrease in speed but still be breezy and dry over southern areas of the Great Basin, with a significant drop in temperatures over the next few days. Over the last 24 hours, we've seen some lightning over central Idaho and into Wyoming with some light shower activity, otherwise dry conditions. Light fire activity across the Great Basin, but certainly more smaller fires than what we've seen over recent weeks, with some fires over northern Nevada as well as areas of the south. Over the last 7 to 14 days, precipitation continues to target the northern areas and will again continue with that trend today and tomorrow, with above normal precipitation across especially southwest Idaho into southern Idaho and even into parts of northern Nevada and northern Utah. Again, very dry conditions continue over western Nevada and down into southern areas of the Great Basin. Quick look at some of our current ERC maps. Over southern and eastern Utah, we've seen ERCs rise dramatically with the heat recently, and we are now generally near historical highs for the time of year and even above the 90th and 97th percentile in most areas. Even over western Nevada, ERCs have trended upward significantly and are approaching maximums for the time of year. However, these ERCs will get knocked down somewhat in the coming days with the cooler temperatures and especially in areas that have some shower activity. The satellite loop from this morning shows that cold front moving into the Pacific Northwest, so again pushing that moisture into Idaho and northern Nevada with strong winds out ahead of this cold front. The weather pattern for later today, again you can see that trend with the moisture up north and the dry conditions down south. We have a large area of high risk for the strong winds above 40 or 50 miles per hour and along with single-digit relative humidity, especially over southern and eastern areas of the Great Basin. We will see windy conditions over other areas of the Great Basin. However, that will be accompanied by some higher humidity and some shower activity. So the relative humidity you can see here, the lowest over the southern half of Nevada into Utah, and those strong winds obviously across all of Nevada and Utah and even up north. The strongest winds today will likely be along the Sierra front into northern Nevada, but again we will see higher humidities. But over the rest of the area with the dry conditions, that's where we'll see our wind gusts between about 40 and 50 miles per hour. As we move into Monday, that cold front pushes into northern areas of the Great Basin, so still cool, windy, and moisture up north. Our high risk will be minimized generally to the Arizona Strip and southern and eastern Utah, as we have some higher humidities and cooler temperatures moving into northern areas. You can see the relative humidity really improves significantly over central and northern Utah, but still remains in the single digits over southeast Utah into southern Utah, the Arizona Strip, and far southern Nevada. And again, on Monday, the strongest winds will be over the Arizona Strip into southern and eastern Nevada, where we will see wind gusts above 50 or 55 miles per hour. So very strong winds in those areas. As we move into Tuesday, still have the influence of the low pressure area in the northern Rockies behind the cold front, so cooler temperatures still remain up north. However, we will see drier conditions and winds will decrease somewhat, but still be breezy in the south, but still not quite as strong as anything we'll see today and tomorrow. So on Tuesday, single digit to low teen humidity over the southern half of the basin. And again, you can see those gusty winds over central and eastern Nevada into southern Utah, with still some gusts in the 30s. So we will continue to watch that for the potential of continuing high risk in some areas, but certainly not as strong as what we'll see today and tomorrow. Temperature changes today to tomorrow. You can obviously see the significant drop over the northern half of the Great Basin. In northern Utah, temperatures will drop over 20 degrees. And again, we'll continue those cool temperatures up north, and we'll even see temperatures drop several degrees in the south. Looking at the 3-day forecast amount of precipitation, any precipitation of significance will certainly be across Idaho and Wyoming, but also into northern Utah and northwest Nevada, and even into the central Sierra. We will see some lighter shower activity in central and western parts of Utah, so much needed in those areas. Probably won't see much in the way of amounts, but certainly the shower activity will lower the fire danger risk, at least temporarily. Going into Wednesday, we'll see the ridge of high pressure build back up across the Great Basin with warmer and drier conditions. And then by Thursday and Friday, we'll see another trough of low pressure moving in. So another round of gusty to strong winds, likely heading into later in the week. So we'll have to watch some of those areas for some high risk with those dry conditions. But also the bigger change for later in the week will be the push of moisture up from the south, kind of our first push of monsoon moisture into Utah. So we will see some showers and thunderstorms Friday and into Saturday. We'll have to watch the western periphery of that moisture to see if we need any high risk for the drier lightning, especially with the recent heat and the upcoming heat again, and also the very gusty and strong winds that will rapidly dry out fuels even further. So we'll be watching that, but we will see some moisture moving into Utah, and then even by Saturday, possibly up into Idaho and Wyoming. And you can see the 7-day total amount of precipitation. So we are expecting some rainfall and some wetting rains, especially in the higher terrain with this moisture surge later in the week for Utah. So we'll continue to watch that. And again, we'll watch for any drier spots. And then obviously the precipitation up north from the cold front. The 8 to 14 day outlook taking us from June 19th through the 25th. This shows cooler than normal conditions and however drier conditions. Could see again windy conditions, but you can see that moisture in the Four Corners area signifying that development of the monsoon. So we are expecting that moisture and pulses of moisture to push up into especially Utah going through the end of the month. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back tomorrow for the latest updates.